It was insane. When I tell you the Fast X, this movie was crazy. These movies have been crazy for a minute at this point, obviously. So, spoilers for anyone that really cares about Fast and Furious. I know there's a lot of people that are really care about Fast and Furious, the franchise, and they don't want it spoiled. So this is your opportunity. But, so, basically, you know, Fast and Furious, it started out as like just a kind of a corny little gearhead movie where it's about street racing, and you know, it had heart. That's what it had. It had heart from the beginning, you know? I think to this day, the first Fast and Furious movie is probably still my favorite, as in my favorite, like, narratively, if that makes sense. Like the actual plot, the story, the characters in the first Fast and Furious, it's probably my favorite one. In terms of my actual favorite, in terms of like most fun I've had in a movie, I think that was Tokyo Drift was the most fun of all of them. And then, yeah, but Fast and Furious, like the first one, Fast and Furious, I think, or the Fast and the Furious, I forget exactly what it's called here. Anyway. Oh yeah, Too Fast, Too Furious is also... Yeah, the first three are probably the best three of the entire franchise, to be honest. What happened in the fourth movie was they kind of... Actually, the fourth movie was also still kind of interesting. Interesting. But that was when they started turning them from, like, just movies about street racers into like international spy films, like international like spy films and shit. And the tone really switched up starting from movie 4. Movie 5 was where, like, movie 4 is kind of like in this weird in-between area where they're like, the vibe is totally different. Like, it's really odd. The dialogue is very different. The vibe is different. It's kind of bizarre. It's kind of a bizarre movie. Just, it feels bizarre, I guess, to watch. Like, it's very odd, just the way it works and stuff. But 5 is like, kind of, you know, we're past the growing pains phase, right? So 4 was like, this weird hybrid monster between like what the first 3 were and what the other ones ended up being. But 5 was like, you know, now we're watching like the Fast and Furious the Fast and Furious series as we know it now, essentially. Like, it's obviously the same series at this point that we know now, right? And 5 was pretty hilarious, but the characters were... I remember hating 5 because of what they did to my boy Rome. My boy Roman was so fucking funny in Too Fast, Too Furious. I don't know what this guy was doing in Too Fast, Too Furious, but I think he was on... I am not kidding. On my fucking mother, okay? I think he was just on drugs the entire fucking time. He was just insane. He would just start laughing in the middle of scenes for no reason. Just start laughing at the dialogue or something. Just laugh his fucking ass off. Randomly smile. Like, just like a big ass smile for no reason. Like, he just looked like he was having the time of his fucking life. It was hilarious. Anyway, so they've gotten crazier and crazier ever since, like, Fast 5, I want to say. They keep upping, like, the craziness level. This one was ridiculous. They had how many intertwining plots? Let me think. We'll do spoilers, okay? We're gonna spoil it a little bit. So the plot is basically Jason Momoa plays the son of the villain of Fast and Furious 5, or Fast 5. He's the son of the villain of Fast 5, and he's back for revenge. He's come back for revenge on Vin Diesel and Vin Diesel's family. And my favorite part is they always refer to Vin Diesel's like crew as his family. Like they always make references to like it's not just a Vin Diesel thing to talk about like his family. Like everyone's like, you know, we're coming after you and your family. You know, and then when they say family, they mean like his racing buddies, like not like his like actual like, you know, like they mean like, yeah. Anyway, it's crazy. So it's so funny. So Jason Momoa is back as like a, you know, son of one of the previous villains, and he's back for revenge. And so we have the squad broken into a bunch of different smaller sections. So we have the first section is the villain, okay? Then the second section is we have 2 brand new characters introduced as well, who are like cops, and one of them is like they're like secret agent or like secret service people or whatever, right? Secret agents, like CIA shit or whatever, you know. But one of them is like a antagonistic cop, and one of them is a protagonistic cop. Like they're here to like the guy is like, I'm gonna arrest Vin Diesel. It's about time we put a stop to this madness. And the girl is like, no, there's something bigger at play here that you don't understand. You don't understand what's really going on. Something bigger is at play. So those are like the 2 cop characters introduced. So we have the villain plot. We have the 2 cop characters on their own little fucking thing. Then we have, in the first, I guess, big action set piece of the movie, we get one of the protagonists, Vin Diesel's wife, gets arrested, and she gets locked up in this high security facility with the villain of like the movie like 2 movies ago or 3 movies ago. I don't even know what movie it's what's her name? Charlize yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm sorry. Charlize Theron. Anyway, Furiosa. So Vin Diesel's wife gets sent to like this high security prison with Furiosa. Furioso, whatever. No, that's what she's called in Mad Max. I think she's called Cypher in Fast and Furious. It's the same actress though. So Vin Diesel's wife and Mad Max Furiosa are in like this high security prison. So that's plot number 3, okay? Plot number 4 is the police, like the CIA agents, are coming after Vin Diesel's family. So like his like wife, or not his wife, his son and his sister, okay? So the CIA are coming after his son and his sister, and then John Cena, who just happens to be Vin Diesel's brother in these movies, comes to rescue them. John Cena was the villain in the previous movie, I believe, and now he's a good guy now. So he's a good guy now. So John Cena's there, and he's now on like a Terminator 2 style, like, you know, uncle nephew or whatever, like father son trip with Vin Diesel's in movie son, and they're on like a road trip together to hide from the cops, to meet up at like a secure location to meet Vin Diesel and the rest of the family. So that's plot number 4 going on, okay? So villain plot, cop plot, maximum security prison plot, buddy, like I don't even know how to describe it, like Terminator 2 plot with John Cena, 4 plots, okay? Side plot number 5. These are all side plots, by the way. Side plot number 5 is the guy's name is Rome. I don't know who the actor is. I've never seen him in any movie other than this, but he's meant to be having his leadership arc, I guess. He's gonna become the next leader of the family after Vin Diesel retires. He's gonna be like the next heist leader. So he's on his like, this is like his first Tyrese Gibson, okay. He's on his first mission, I guess, that he's in charge of, but actually turns out it was a setup from the beginning and it was never a real mission, and he kind of got, you know, boned anyway. So he's there with Ludacris and Nathalie Emmanuel, the girl from Game of Thrones. Yeah, hacker girl, basically. So they're on their little side mission. So hacker girl, hacker guy, and crazy zooted out guy, who's, you know, Rome, are on like their side mission, and they have this like little plot arc of like him trying to learn to be a leader or something. I don't know, but that's side story number 5. So that's side plot 5. We already got 5 side plots, okay? Then we have a new character introduced who's a street racer who Vin Diesel meets at a random ass street race in, I believe, Portugal? No, not Portugal. Brazil. Fuck me. Brazil. I was thinking Portuguese. I believe they meet in Brazil at a random ass street race, and she just happens to be the sister of the mother of Vin Diesel's in-movie son. Out of complete randomness. And he street races Jason Momoa as well at this street race, and Jason Momoa tries to kill her, and then they kind of bond over, you know, any plans for Tears of the Kingdom? Yeah, I'll play it later. Yeah, once I finish talking about Fast and Furious, which I've dedicated way too much time of this story segment to Fast and Furious. I've tangented so hard. Holy fuck. But we're just on this, you're all on the train now. There's no getting off the train. So you're stuck here with me. So he meets, Vin Diesel just randomly meets this girl who just happens to be the sister of his dad, son's mother, or his son's dad mother. And so this is like, and she has, at one point in the movie, she has a whole emotional breakdown scene where they like give us her backstory, and it's like, in this entire, it's like 3 minutes of this movie is dedicated to her backstory, and like her, and she has like, she cries on screen and everything, and and Vin Diesel brings her into the family, so now she's part of the family and stuff. At this point, it's getting to be like the fucking MCU, okay? It's like we have fucking, at this point, 80 different fucking superheroes now in the Avengers, you know? Like, literally, they're letting anyone into the Avengers at this point. We got fucking Ant-Man, we got fucking Black Adam, insane, okay? So now we have a new person as well. So this is like side plot number 6. Side plot number 6, okay? And then main plot is Vin Diesel trying to uncover just who exactly is this guy that's trying to, like, you know, who is Jason Momoa? What is he trying to do? Why is he after me? And how do I defeat Jason Momoa and clear my name? So 7 fucking plots going on at once, okay? 7 plots at once. And I think Raven said it earlier. I don't know if Raven's still here, but this movie might be a car movie, but it has no brakes, okay? It truly is Fast and Furious. There are no brakes in this movie. After, I want to say, the first action set piece of the movie, it almost never takes a second to breathe. There is the only time I remember that like you would actually be able to like go take a bathroom break would be like during the girl's backstory exposition, and that's it. That's maybe the only time in the entire movie that you would have any moment to like go to the bathroom. It's just during her backstory exposition. Otherwise, never a fucking slow moment in this. It's absurd. Jason Momoa plays the fruitiest himbo I have ever seen in my entire life. It's hilarious. It is absolutely hilarious. He is insane. How long is the movie? I think it's like 2-hour runtime. 2 hours, 20 minutes. And it's part 1, by the way. It's a 2-part movie, so it's not even finished. It's just the first half of the movie. Wait, it's 1 of 3? It's a... What? I thought it was just a 2-parter. I didn't realize it was a okay, absurd. So this is all Act 1. Just to be clear, when we're thinking about, you know, our plot, right? You know? The 3-act structure. This is this movie, okay? This is the movie. All this crazy shit that I'm telling you so far, everything crazy that's happened at this point, okay? Everything crazy. This is where we are. We're here. We still have to go all the way to here. We haven't even reached the ascending action portion of the fucking story. We're in Act 1. This is the setup. We haven't even reached the big plot twist in the midpoint. We're still in we just finished Act fucking 1. So, anyway, back to the story. Jason Momoa's character is so flamboyant. It's insane. He's just like, he paints his nails, you know? Good for him. We got the femboy representation. He's just like, ooh, you're so big and scary. Ooh, I hope your family doesn't hurt me. Like, he literally talks like that's what he talks like, you know? He like I think at one point he has a confrontation with like Vin Diesel, and he's like, ooh, you're so big and scary. Ooh, I hope you don't hurt me. Ooh. Wow. Like, that's what he talks like, and he like paints his, you know, he goes around with painted toenails and stuff, and he's like, ooh, he literally, yeah, he acts like a twink on steroids. That's a great description of him. He's so flamboyant. It's so funny. It's so funny. And it's so crazy. He's crazy. He's actually insane. And the crazy part is he's easily the most effective villain in terms of like actually getting shit done, right? Like, you can call like someone a good or a bad villain. Every time he shows up, he's changed his nails. God, I didn't notice that, but that's hilarious. You can like, you know, have cool villains, but like they might not actually achieve anything. But the crazy thing about Jason Momoa's character in this movie is he takes W after W after W after W. He cannot stop taking W's. Every single time he takes W's. It's crazy. He's like he's always winning. It's absurd. He's always winning. So, anyway. It's insane. It's just ridiculous. And then towards the end of the movie, they all agree to meet up in this one location together. Meanwhile, at the prison, Vin Diesel's wife and the evil hacker girl are trying to do a prison break. But then when they try to do the prison break, they find out when they try to do the prison break, it's that they're in fucking Antarctica. So they try to do a prison break, and then they find out they're in the middle of a fucking frozen wasteland, so they can't even prison break. But wait, that gets even crazier later. Okay. They do the whole cop setup. There were so many times I was screaming at the camera, like, why doesn't someone just shoot the other person? Like, there's a whole point in the story where Vin Diesel could have just killed Jason Momoa. Or the villains could have killed Vin Diesel. But they just, like, let Vin Diesel have a fist fight with Jason Momoa for, like, 2 minutes or something where Vin Diesel wins, and that's... But it could have... But, you know... Anyway. It's crazy. Insane. Ridiculous. There's a whole plot where, like, the side characters go to England And then when they're in England, they meet one of the other villains. Every person, this is like the team up, this is like the Marvel team up movie. Every person that has ever been in a Fast and Furious movie, not every person, close to every person that's ever been in a Fast and Furious movie is in this fucking movie at some point. So they go, and there's like the British villain from like Fast and Furious 6 or something? 7? Fast, I don't remember which one. Jason Statham, yeah. He's in it, and then he's there, and they go to meet with him, and then Han, who's like the guy in Tokyo Drift who was killed, but then he actually wasn't killed, he was still alive. But then he was killed, but then he actually wasn't killed, and he's still alive. He meets with Jason Statham, who supposedly killed him, and then they have like a confrontation, but then they become friends or something, allies, because the enemy of my enemy is my friend. And then they all meet up in the UK, and then they get like a plane to go visit, to go fly to meet with Vin Diesel and John Cena, and they're all gonna group up together, the whole squad. And there's a scene where fucking, what's his name? Help me. Pete Davidson is like a, there's a scene with Pete Davidson where he just works in like a retro store as like a front for like a black market thing. And he's just like the weirdest character ever. And there's like a fight in it for some reason. Like at this point, Hacker Man, Ludacris, Hacker Man, and Tyrese get into a fight. And then while that's happening, Han eats a muffin that has a lot of drugs in it, and he starts hallucinating while the fight's happening. And it's such a bizarre scene. It's like a fever dream, okay? They're having a fight in like they're like just punching each other, and they're like in a fucking retro store, and Han's tripping balls, losing his mind while it's happening, and it's just insane. And then after they spend all the time getting there to meet with Pete Davidson in order for him to give them a way to get back to America, or not America, I think they meet in Brazil. But anyway, after he gives them the ability to meet in Brazil, yeah, Han is just snacking. That's his whole meme. He just snacks the whole time. He just eats food. It's such a weird thing to make a character do. Anyway. So, anyway. Besides the point. Anyway, after they meet with him for him to help them do something, he just doesn't help them, and instead he rats them out and they have to leave. So they show up to this retro store, fight, and then leave. Like, they fight with each other and then leave. And that's the scene. Han's character is always eating because he's a former chain smoker that quit cold turkey, so he has to keep his hands and mouth busy. He's because his original character from another film franchise smokes, so they made him eat as a way to sate his addiction. That's interesting. Is that like a real life thing? Like he's always eating because he has to eat in real life too? Or is that like Han the character? His character? Oh, okay. I never heard about this. I never saw this mentioned anywhere. That's his backstory? Interesting. I didn't even remember that. The movie was so short. Yeah, whatever. There's 3 of them. I thought it was part 1 of 2, but it's part 1 of 3. And then I showed this. What was the graph I showed? This one, or the 3-act structure. Okay, of like the fucking rising action bullshit. We are currently, if you think about how crazy this movie is, we are currently just here. We haven't even got to this point. We're just here. So, the thing with fucking Pete Davidson doesn't work out, and then they go and they meet Jason Statham, and then they get a plan to go and regroup with Vin Diesel and John Cena. And John Cena the whole time is having his buddy cop thing with Vin Diesel's son, but he's like his uncle, so it's not like a buddy cop thing, but like they're like on a road trip together. And unironically, the John Cena road trip with Vin Diesel's son Brian is the best part of the movie. The John Cena road trip is easily my favorite part of the whole movie. It's just excellent. It's just wonderful. It's just, it's so cute. It's great. I like that part of the movie. They just go on a road trip, and it's like honestly pretty low action and kind of just good vibes. Like, it's really good vibes. Oh yeah, and he's driving a really, like, he's driving like a really shit car. Like a really shit car. Everyone else is driving, like, you know, they get crazy ones. I think at one point the guy Rome has like a fucking gold-plated Lamborghini. Like a solid gold Lamborghini, yeah. And he's driving like a, yeah, anyway, he just drives like a really old car, which is very fun. They have a cool scene in it. You know what I actually thought about? I mentioned it to Raven at the time, when we were watching, but they have a scene in it where they go out and he sees like a big fucking pickup truck. Like they're like the kid, like Vin Diesel's son, sees like this big ass fucking black pickup truck that looks like big fucking wheels, and he's like, oh yeah, let's fucking go, yo, oh my god, holy fuck. And then John Cena's like, no, that's not my car, this is my car. And he shows his like junk, you know, his junker. And the kid is like, oh my, really? But when I saw that, what it actually made me think was, I don't think they really have a lot of pickup truck representation in these movies. It's like, which I thought it would have been cool for them to actually drive the pickup truck. Personally, I think that was what the scene was meant to be. Like, I think the kid was meant to be an audience stand-in, because I don't think they've ever done like a pickup truck in these movies. They're not actually good cars, but they're cool as fuck. Like, for the movie, like for the setting. Like, if you're gonna have like a car movie, I think like big fucking pickup trucks are a cool fucking thing. Like, they're like a cool thing that you could do for a car movie. I'm very surprised they haven't actually like done a pickup truck thing yet in these movies. It's cool, yeah. I think they should get another one. Anyway, back to Fast and Furious. So they didn't take the pickup truck, okay? They did not take the pickup truck. I thought it would have been cool, though, to take the pickup truck, personally. I thought that would have been cool. But they didn't take the pickup truck. I think at one point they do use the pickup truck for, like, a battle car. But other than that, like, it's not really used much. Anyway, John Cena going around with the little kid. Best part of the movie. I don't know how many fucking tangents I've went on. This is meant to be a story about Kiana and Raven on the trip with me, not about Fast and Furious for an hour, but this is where we ended up with, so. Anyway. So, after the buddy cop thing with John Cena and the kid, they finally arrive at, like, the place where they're gonna meet John Cena, except, spoiler alert, as soon as they arrive there, literally as soon as they arrive, the girl that has the thing that lets them track where John Cena and the kid are, brings it with her on her phone to the confrontation with Jason Momoa, and then gets got, and he gets the tracker that lets him track where Vin Diesel's son is. So now they finally spent all this time and effort getting to the secret hiding location to regroup, and Jason Momoa just knows where it is. So they immediately arrive and then immediately have to leave. Like, they just get there and go. Like, that's it. They just show up and then they leave. Then Vin Diesel drops a Mustang out of a plane. Don't ask. Okay. Vin Diesel drops a Mustang out of a plane. In order to save his son. And John Cena has I think it's a pickup truck, but John Cena has a car with rocket launchers on the side of it. Yeah, so they have a rocket launcher car, and Jason Momoa shows up with like 500 drivers to try drive after them in a car or something. I don't really know, but they just drive at them with cars, basically. And John Cena like blows them up with the rocket launcher or whatever. And then Jason Momoa just sneaks up, just undetected, just sneaks up in a car, of course, sneaks up and just grabs the kid out of John Cena's car like that. Like, it's that easy, you know? Nobody saw him coming, of course, in his car. And he just snatches the kid, and then Vin Diesel has to rescue his son. And I shit you not, okay? This is the most unbelievable part of this movie. This whole movie, they go up against like 500 to 1 odds, and they win, okay? Every time. They go up against like 500 cars, one guy, the one guy wins. They always find a way to win. John Cena sees 4 cars in front of him. Not in front of him, in front of Vin Diesel. 4 cars in front of Vin Diesel. And the only way that he knows how to help John Cena get through these 4 cars is to use his rocket launcher car to rocket jump his car. Rocket jump his car so he blows the ground up to launch his car in a flaming ball that then crashes into the 4 cars and explodes, and he kills himself. He literally rocket jumps into 4 cars. I have seen them survive 100 to 1 odds. And when presented with 4 cars, John Cena does not know what the possible solution to this is, other than to rocket jump and self-destruct into them. Literally X out of 10. Literally 10 out of 10 movie. Absolutely incredible. You cannot make this up. Me and Reva were screaming. We were like losing our mind. And I think like even in the first like 5 minutes of the movie, Raven and I had lost our mind so much that the girl in front of us turned around like, "Can you keep it down, please?" And I was heated when she did that, because I was like, why are you at a Fast and Furious movie to not be like hyped? Like, what is wrong with you? Why did you show up to Fast and Furious on premiere day and you're mad that we're getting hyped? Like, I was heated. I couldn't believe it. Yeah, we went to like the fucking VIP one too. Like, we went all out for this. Like, VIP showing of fucking Fast and Furious. And this girl gets mad that we're hyped about the movie. I could not believe it. I could not believe it. You're missing details? Don't worry about it, honestly. I can't go back and talk about this again. We tangented so hard. Anyway. So, John Cena sacrifices himself, but Vin Diesel manages to get his son back and escape. And now he's going to meet his friends, and they're all going to escape together as one happy family. When suddenly, dun dun dun, in the last 2 minutes of the movie, 3 minutes of the movie, plot twist. Okay? Huge plot twist occurs. The bad cop turned out to be bad the whole time. It turns out that the bad cop was actually part of the same... He was a business partner of Jason Momoa from the very start. He was a villain the whole time. And he has, like, the... I don't know what part of the movie. Like, the last, like, 30 minutes of the movie, after being a bad guy the whole movie, he's like, actually, I'm on your side now. I'm on your side, Vin Diesel. I've switched sides. I'm on your side. But then he switches sides back 30 minutes later. Like, because he was never on Vin Diesel's side. He was only pretending. And as Rome and the Ludacris and Hacker Girl and Han are arriving in a plane together, they're all arriving in a plane, he shows up with a fucking Stinger missile, like it's Call of Duty fucking Modern Warfare 2, and he fucking locks on and fucking Stinger missiles and blows their fucking plane out of the sky, and they crash and they all die. Obviously, they're dead. So, plot twist. out of nowhere at the end. Just when you think Vin Diesel is gonna get away, he doesn't get away. And his friends get killed. Right in front of him. And then he escapes by driving down a dam as the dam explodes behind him. With his son in his car. It was crazy. Your prediction is they drove cars out of the crash before it crashed? That's an insanely accurate prediction. I'm certain that happens. They drove cars out of the plane before it crashed in order to keep it. And then Vin Diesel drives down the side of a dam as the dam explodes. And he drives down it. And he escapes with his son's life. And they're alive. And then the credits roll. But wait. Just like remember when I said this movie was a Marvel movie? Remember? When I said it was like a Marvel movie? Oh, I forgot. Oh, Submarine was before the credits were. You're right. Sorry. Then, final scene of the movie. We go back to Antarctica. Where Vin Diesel's wife and evil hacker girl Cypher, Charlize Theron Furiosa, are stuck in Antarctica in the top secret prison, and they can't escape, even though they've technically escaped, but they can't escape because they're in Antarctica. And then fucking Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot, pulls up from under the ice in a fucking submarine. And just to let you know, by the way, Gal Gadot has been dead for 4 movies now. She's been dead for 4 movies. And she just pulls up in a submarine. Right at the end of the movie. To save them. Is Cypher's submarine? Oh, I don't even remember anymore. I didn't realize she stole the submarine. I remember the submarine, but I don't remember her. I don't remember the fucking. Anyway, too much shit happens in these movies. Okay, all I remember is they go to space. Anyway, aren't dams like almost vertical? Yeah, he drove almost vertically. Yeah, like he was not driving sideways. He was driving like his car is going like this down the dam, like. Trust me. At one point, he jumps his car out of a plane and lands. But he breaks his fall of his car by landing his car on top of a bad guy's car, or 2 bad guys' cars. So that breaks his fall from the plane because his car doesn't land on the ground. It lands on 2 other cars. So it doesn't. It's fine, right? Like it breaks the fall, you know. It's science. It's just science. Yeah, so fucking Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot, shows up in a submarine at the end of the movie. And she's been dead for 4 movies, so who knows? Who knows how she was alive, but she's been alive the whole time, apparently. And you know what's really funny? Is that Gal Gadot's character was like low-key kind of dating the guy Han. And Han has had not 1, but 2 death fake-outs in the series. He's died twice and come back twice. And Gal Gadot has also died and come back. So the 3 of them together, are they explicitly dating? Oh, okay. The 3 of them together, the 2 of them together have had 3 death fake-outs and come back. Which is hilarious. And then the credits roll. And you think it's over. But, just like a Marvel movie, there's the post-credit scene with Samuel L. Jackson recruiting another member to the Avengers. And it's some sort of military guy. I don't know who he could possibly be, but he goes into a room and then he finds like a trap set up by Jason Momoa. And Jason Momoa has a trap set up for this guy, and he's like, "You're part of Dom's family too. You're part of Vin Diesel's family too, and I'm coming for you as well, because you're part of Vin Diesel's family too. So I'm coming for you as well. Don't think you're safe." And then the guy in the fucking like military outfit, like, he's like, and he goes up and he pulls his mask off. Shh, you're spoiling. You're spoiling. And he pulls his mask off. And it's the fucking Rock, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and he looks right into the camera. he looks right into the camera, and he goes, "I'm gonna get this some bitch." And he doesn't say "son of a bitch." He goes some bitch. Like he spells it some bitch. It's really funny, actually, that he does that. I think that's really funny. That he spells it some, he says some bitch. Yeah, anyway, The Rock shows up in the post-credit scene. "I'm gonna kill this some bitch." And then the movie ends. So now we have the setup for part 2, which is gonna have basically every cast member that's ever been in these Fast and Furious movies. Not every cast member, but basically, like, it is like this is the Avengers Endgame. This is the Infinity War. Oh yeah, he crushed the cell phone in his hand. I forgot about that part. You're right. He crushed, because he's so strong. He's so powerful. He crushed it with his hands. The fight between Vin Diesel and The Rock in... Okay, let me find this. Hobbs versus Dom. Okay, this is Fast 5. I was screaming. When I watched this, okay? Oh my fucking god. Alright, here we go. This fucking scene. I could not believe it. Me and Raven have never been... There's no thing.
But not as long as I flip the receiver. You're going down, Toretto.
I'm right here.
Whoa! Oh my god. Oh, big hurt. Oh my god. No. The Rock's too strong. But Vin Diesel's got his family. He has to fight for his family. Oh my. Oh, you see that? He just ripped his fucking clothes off. He's powering up. Oh my god. You see the jump? No! He fucking ulted. He ulted. Holy shit. He fucking ulted. Holy shit, he ulted. Wait a second, Vin Diesel though? Oh, fuck. What does this have to do with racing? Everything. This is cinema. This is real cinema right here. Yo. Oh my god. Uh-oh. No! He got his family power boost. He's ulting. He's gonna ult. Wait, what is the cooldown on fucking The Rock's thing? What is his cooldown? What the fuck is the cooldown on that? That's insane. I thought Vin Diesel was gonna ult. But The Rock just ulted twice in one fight. Oh my god. See, that's what he did to the guy when he got arrested the first time. That's the reference. It's hilarious how perfectly balanced they have to make the fight. Yeah. I think someone said, I don't know where I read it. I think I read it on Twitter, where there was a fight between Vin Diesel and Jason Statham in one of the movies. And in both of their contracts, they're contractually not allowed to lose a fight. You told me this in person? Yeah. I read it online. Like I said, contractually, they're not allowed to lose a fight. So they have a fight together, but neither of them is allowed to lose in their fucking contract that they signed. So the fight ends by like Vin Diesel stomping the ground, going, "The streets always win," and then he summons an earthquake by stomping the ground that separates them. The streets always win. The street, oh, it's so funny. It's so fucking funny. These are the best movies I've ever seen in my life. He just punched a dent in a car. That's crazy. Yo! He ulted. How? How did he survive that? Oh my god. This is incredible. This is incredible. It's the guy from, I remember him from Guardians of the Galaxy. Uh-oh. He has grenades. Yeah, that's what we're saying, JD. Contractually, in this fight, contractually, neither of these people are allowed to lose this fight. In their contract, neither are legally allowed to lose.
I have eyes on Toretto.
Whoa! What is this going? He's spamming. Bro, he's literally spamming. No way! The diner? No. He really hit him with the fucking dar.
Shaw's in the way.
And it seems our friendship is at an end. Do it.
That's crazy. Whoa. That's not good. This is incredible. This is a movie. This is a real movie. Okay, well, check this shit out.
Thing about street fights?
Thing about streets? Thing about street fights?
The street always wins.
Earthquake song! Earthquake song! How did he do that? How did he do that?
The street always wins.
How is he so powerful? The Rock and Jason Statham have to have equal screen time, and everything in Hobbs and Shaw is symmetrical because of it. Watch the opening scene of Hobbs and Shaw. Yeah, I remember that one. I remember the opening scene. Because they have, like, their morning routines, I think? Or maybe not their morning routine. It's like how they both do, like, it is their morning routine. Yeah, it is their morning routine. Yeah. They have to, contractually, they have to have equal screen time. So I have to put my thing in the middle because otherwise it's unfair to one of them. I'd be blocking more of the camera on one side. So contractually. This was a good movie, actually. This was the silliest of the movies. So I kind of like this one, I think. I actually didn't pay any attention to this one. I think I fell asleep. Oh yeah, I remember. I was mad when we watched this one, Raven. I was mad. So I didn't really pay that much attention to it. Yeah.
Well.
Wow, they're like completely different people. But in the other movies, The Rock's character is kind of like The Rock's character is kind of like a dickhead. Like he's really aggressive, and like I said, he's a dickhead. But in this movie, he's just The Rock. He's like the good guy. Like The Rock is not a villain, right? The Rock is a good guy. So in this movie, he's not a dickhead at all. He's like a totally chill dude, like just like any other movie with The Rock in. Like, literally, Dwayne Johnson can only play, like, not that he can only play one character. I'm not calling him a bad actor, but he really does only play. He does really only play one character.
Ooh. I'm what you call an ice cold can of what?
See, that's so corny. That's not what he would have said in the other movies. That's so corny. He would have been like, he would have just walked in, been like, shut the hell up, and just punched him immediately. Huh? Get it? They have like mirrored lines. Whoa! Okay, we don't need to watch this part. We saw the thing anyway. But yeah. Contracts and rights do all sorts of weird things to art. Yeah! I talked about this to Raven. I think it's like so crazy that like the creative like ability of a movie can be so fucked just by contracts. Like, you can't actually make a good movie because the person in the contract has like their brand basically, and their brand is like, oh, I'm like an action star and I don't lose fights or whatever, you know? Which is, I mean, like, I get it, but it's kind of sad that like the art comes second and the, you know, right? The only thing bad about fast movies is all the hot girls and skimpy clothes give you bad dysphoria moments. Yeah, the girls are all so hot. It's crazy. It's actually like unfair. Any like background extra in the Fast and Furious movies, any one of them, just a background extra is like the hottest girl you've ever seen in your life. It's crazy. Just every single girl is like unbelievably beautiful. It's ridiculous. For no reason. Well, for obvious reasons, for eye candy, right? But that's like the thing. Anyway, that was the movie. Raven and I watched it together, and it was awesome. And then afterwards, we walked home, and it was really nice. You know, I miss Suki as well.